And I would have to say this, that whether it be anti-Semitism, anti-Islamism, or anti-Christianity, or anything at all, it is wrong. We need to recognize that in this country we pride ourselves with being the most tolerant nation on the face of the earth. And the question says, what sort of punishment? There should be, I believe, that old adage, let the punishment fit the crime, and let these people know that they cannot get away with the kind of work that they have done in destroying synagogues and other such buildings.
Thank you. Julian Fantino.
Well, hate crime really is the finality of a society. When groups are attacked in that fashion, it's a way of showing contempt, not only for an individual that may be the direct recipient of the hate crime, but generally groups as a whole. And we have some streamlining to do in the criminal code. Certainly there's a need for education and awareness of all those issues, but I believe sincerely that promoting genocide, promoting hate, such as we also experience attached to violence, or the promoting violence, those kinds of issues have to be elevated in the criminal code, where there's a much more expedited response. The police need to have more tools, and we certainly have to have much more robust prosecutions. And finally, in all of this, we need to ensure that young people especially become tolerant in a society where we can't tolerate hate crime of any kind.
Thank you. Tony Jenko, please.
I've had numerous experiences working with members of the Jewish community from my previous working relationships with the Canadian Society for Yad Vashem, with the Jewish National Fund. I just recently served on the Negev Dinner Committee. And so the Jewish community is a community that I know very well. And I am hurt every time something anti-Semitic behavior is exposed or is done to the community. There's too much intolerance still. Our society needs to continue to grow and to nurture one another and respect one another. The city of Vaughan is amongst the most diverse cities in the world. One needs just to go on every other door, as I've been canvassing, to see all of the world at our doorstep here. And we need to promote cultures of understanding, where there's more of an understanding of relationships between one another, to help that education. It does start with the current generation, and it also continues with the development of strategies for our youth going forward, and we need a better criminal code sentences on this regard.
Thank you. Claudia Rodriguez and Lorraine, please.
Thank you. Well, certainly NGOs, charities, not-for-profits are doing great work at educating youth, and it really starts with our youth on educating them that hate crimes are not good for Canada, and they're certainly not good for communities. We have to fund these special these groups that are providing education to all religious groups, and not just to exclusive lobbying international think tanks, so to speak. So certainly we have to have much more promotion there, and we have to reform the Human Rights Code and of each province and the Human Rights Act to lessen the exclusivity of some of these groups and make them more engaging for all members to join in and take leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Leslie Borey, please.
I'm against the hate crimes law. I believe in free speech. If someone hates someone, they should be able to express themselves. Although I find that an assault is an assault, a theft is a theft, and vandalism is vandalism. It shouldn't have a special status because it's perpetrated against someone else. It should also be punished harshly if it's warranted. You can't legislate someone's feelings, and I think it's a dangerous way to go. I don't feel it's very productive for Canadian society.
Okay,
and it's to someone's shame if they harm someone else, you know, at all. So I don't believe in this thing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Paulo Fabrizio, please.
Yeah, I love free speech as well. Free speech is great, but when it comes to hate crimes, there's a difference. And any hate crimes is awful and should be taken very seriously. And I believe education should start at home. We should teach our children and let them understand the difference and knowing that, how multicultural we really are. And I think that all hate crimes should be punished seriously. And we're a city that's very multicultural, and we should all enjoy it.
Thank you very much. And candidates, we're now going to move to our closing statements, and I want to thank you. That was a very lively discussion and some really interesting answers to the questions as well. And now, because of the luck of the draw, we're going to start with the closing statements with Dorian Baxter of the Progressive Canadian Party, please.
My name is Dorian Baxter, and I'm with the PC Party of Canada. I think it's important for me to let the voters of Vaughan know that the legal short name for the Conservative Party on the ballot is CON, CON. And I would say this is appropriate because Mr. Harper has conned the Canadian public into believing that the Canadian Reform Alliance Party, CRAP, is conservative. They're not. They're so right-wing they make Attila the Hun appear like an NDP. And we need to stand firm and remember it is time to bring back the party of Sir John A. Macdonald. I believe Vaughan voters are prepared to make Canadian federal history by allowing me, the member of the PC party, to come back and to sit in Parliament, to represent them, to preserve the democratic principles upon which our nation is founded, the Westminster model of parliamentary democracy. Please vote Dorian Baxter on November 29th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Julian Fantino of the Conservative Party.
Yes, I came to this country as a young immigrant and served the difficult yet rewarding apprenticeship of becoming a Canadian citizen like so many of you. I ask you to put your trust in my long and exemplary record of dedicated public service. I want to join the Harper team led by an experienced Prime Minister who puts the people of Canada and Vaughan first. I will work to maintain a strong and united Canada while opposing the Ignatieff-led coalition. I am running because I know I am the only candidate that can deliver meaningful results for our families. In Ottawa, I will work hard to make our streets safer and stand up for victims, strengthen our local economy by cutting job-killing taxes and creating jobs, and secure infrastructure investments for Vaughan's badly needed hospital. On November the 29th, vote for proven experience, progress, and Vaughan's future. Fellow residents, I ask you to support me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Tony Jenko, the Liberal Party, please.
I'm delighted that I've had the opportunity with my colleagues here on the stage to tell you a little bit about my campaign and why I want to be your Liberal Member of Parliament. We have a long-standing tradition of Liberal support in this community. The Liberal Party has supported the values of Vaughan for the last 22 years. We don't want stealth fighter jets. We don't want U.S.-style mega prisons. We need to send a strong voice to Ottawa that enough's enough. We need to send a strong message to Stephen Harper that his policies and his leadership are not enough for our community, and we need to make sure that as a community and as a society we continue to foster and to grow and build a culture of collaboration and consensus, not command and control, as Stephen Harper and his Conservative candidate would like you to experience. So on November the 29th, I hope that you will continue the Liberal tradition and vote for the Liberal Party, because the Liberal Party stands for and believes in the things of compassion, of a society, a family care plan, and the things that matter to the residents of Vaughan. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. And now to Claudia Rodriguez-Lorraine of the Green Party, please.
Thank you. Canada is yours to imagine and yours to realize, and the Green Party of Canada is the only party that is committed to realizing the potential of a great and sustainable Canada for all of us. We believe that 22 cents on every tax dollar should not go to paying private banks. We're the only party that is advocating for this, and we're the only party that if we send our members of Parliament, we will have fiscal common sense so that we can transition into an environment that can be fruitful, prosperous for all of us, for all Canadians. I look forward to your support on November 29th. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Leslie Borey, independent candidate, please.
Canada needs to take control of its own reins. We allow other people to tell us what to do. They price our fuel for us. We have an unelected foreigner as our head of state. We have a Senate that's appointed, and it shouldn't even exist. We shouldn't have opposing houses of government. We have insurance companies that tell us what to pay for insurance so we can drive work. I'm opposed to all these things. I think Canadians should dictate their own future. They should name their own price for things in their own country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now to Paulo Fabrizio, please, of the Libertarian Party.
I would like to thank all of the people out there who supported me and helped me get here in front of you today. I would like to thank all the employees at Fortino's on Highway 7 who took the time to understand what it means to sign my nomination papers. I'd like to also thank my dad, who helped me a lot, and all the employees and workers at La Piccola Rosa Bakery on Highway 7 as well, because without your help, I wouldn't be here today. And thank you for Rogers for having me here today. It's because of all of you that I still have hope and faith in democracy. Please take your time to look at my website, paulofabrizio.com, and vote Paulo Fabrizio. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brian Jardin of the United Party, please.
For me, I came into this debate knowing what many of you may have just discovered. In this, the 21st century, the Liberals have come to be the party of no ideas, and the Conservatives have clearly become the party of bad ideas. 59% of Liberals believe they need a new leader. Mr. Jenko will be expected to follow and be instructed by a man who has the hope of hanging around in Ottawa for more than another 12 to 18 months. A vote for the Liberals is a vote for uncertainty. Stephen Harper's own leadership is also coming into question. He can't win a majority. That makes him also a political uncertainty. Mr. Fantino and Mr. Jenko offer the same Conservative talking points that, aside from being horribly boring, really aren't worth talking about any longer. Fear, indignation, and anger are physically exhausting, and we're tired. Conservatives and Liberals alike offer not a shred of hope. This election cannot be about party philosophies. It needs to be about you. You need to know that hope lies with a new MP. You need to know that your MP works for you and will not be compromised by partisan hacksmanship.
Thank you very much, candidates. I also mentioned to our audience that Kevin Bordian of the NDP was invited and was not able to attend today. I want to thank you all for participating in a very lively debate. Be sure to join Rogers TV on by-election night on November 29th for all of your live local coverage and in-depth discussion of the issues that matter to you, the voters of Vaughan. And that's, of course, after you have ensured that you have voted that day. A reminder that today's debate will be available to all Rogers customers online at rogersondemand.com. I'm Dave Tabucci, and from all of us at Rogers TV, thank you for watching.